Hello, all my creative friends. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's been a great day for me. I took yesterday off because I needed to kind of reconnect and I felt tired. So I didn't do much yesterday, as you guys can tell. Um, but I did get our schedule up. So I'm hoping you guys will be able to make some of the activities, if not most of them, this week. Today we have we only have two more interviews left in our series for this month. And then after that, I think in June, we're only going to do one a week or one every other week. Okay. But I'll see how that works out. I already have some really good interviews lined up for us. So before we go on today with Miss Sam Kimberle, I wanted to dedicate, I've never done this. It's always just in my head. But today I had to out loud and as a show, not as a show, but I needed to demonstrate something. So this this broadcast is dedicated to my daughters, Cassandra and Eva, and to my friend's daughter, Harlow. Yesterday we were on on a live and having a conversation, and just realizing that sometimes our young girls think that they need makeup, that they need to have certain things in order for them to be accepted. And I just wanted to make sure that my girls knew and to help my friends, all of my friends, for their daughters to understand too. You don't have to wear makeup. If you don't want to wear makeup, don't wear makeup. You're you. I mean, and if you want to wear makeup, you wear as much as you want, but you don't have to do it to be accepted by anybody. So that's just my small spiel, and I just wanted to just get that out before I said anything. Hey, Joanna, yes, natural is beautiful, and I love it and appreciate it. I'm just gonna pull up my Facebook like I always do, so that I can follow the comments. And we're ready to go. Okay. I am going to introduce you guys to my friend Sam Kimberle. We've recently met in another group, in a Pinterest group that we're in together, learning lots about getting our businesses going through Pinterest. So let me bring her in. Hello, Sam.
Hi.
So Sam's with us today. This is Sam Kimberle. She is a founder, owner, creator of Creative Life Scholars, right? Creative
Yep,
Life
that's it.
Scholars. And it is something, when I was hearing and reading her description, going through our class about what it is, I was like, this is different. So tell us, Sam, tell us about Creative Life Scholars, what you do, how you came up with the name, everything. Just tell us.
Oh boy, how I come up with the name. That's like a whole story in itself. All
Okay,
right.
we'll say
So
that.
All right. So I'm not very good at naming things. That's really the short version of it. I've already
Uh-huh.
changed some of my business names a couple of times. But so
Mhm.
the way that the group was started was I left my full-time job. I was the director of a nonprofit for almost 2 years. I left in August, and when I left that job, I wanted to create community around my new life. I was leaving that job to start a creative career, and I wasn't entirely sure what that would look like, and I think to a lot of extent, I don't still really even know what that looks like completely because it's always changing, it's always evolving, right? Like, we're always bringing new things into the fold, new ideas. So, but
Absolutely.
I one clear vision that I had when I left that job was that I wanted to create a community of people that I could bring together to do the Artist's Way together. So the Artist's Way is a book by Julia Cameron. We're actually reading it again this August, and
Mhm.
it's kind of more like a course than a book. She breaks it down by week, and you take it week by week, and it's recommended that you do it in a group. So I got a group of 15 strangers together. I had no idea who these people were. No idea.
Mhm.
And I only knew one of them. I knew one woman who did it, and I had not talked to her in like 10 years. We graduated high school together, and we were friends, but like not close friends. But anyway, so we all went through the book together.
Uh-huh.
And we decided that we had such an amazing transformative time that I wanted to create an entire program for next year, which ended up being this year. So now I have these book groups going. So we go through 3 books in a year and we integrate them into our lives. It's not just reading the books, it's really like taking them and studying them and integrating them into our lives. So that's really the foundation of Creative Life Scholars. And so once I established that, I decided to start the Facebook group. And the Facebook group is kind of the free element that I have so far with Creative Life Scholars, which is kind of bringing new people into our community. And then now I have a new program too for kind of accountability and support, and really I'm evolving into becoming a creativity coach. I really want to help people that were stuck like I was last January when I was at my full-time job and I was miserable and couldn't figure out why, because I was in this job that people coveted so much. Like, this was a very prestigious position, and I couldn't figure out why I was feeling so unaligned. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I wasn't embracing my creativity.
And that's really important. I like the way that you mentioned that it's always going, you're still learning as you're going through this. And so talk to us about, if you can, just a little bit about how your feelings on creativity, because from what I'm hearing, what you're saying, and this is important to note, creativity is not static. It doesn't stay, this is what you learn, this is what you do. It's a super dynamic process, right? So how do you help people who come to you? What's the main takeaway that you want to give people who come to you and come into your Creative Life Scholars group?
Sure. So what I want people to know is that they don't have to do it alone. Like, that's the main thing that I want people to feel and to understand, is that you don't have to do it alone, and that creativity infiltrates every part of our lives. Like, it's not just art. It's not just making art. It is making art, but it's not just making art. And
Mm-hmm.
also, creativity is not just for people who think of themselves as artists or crafters or
Mm-hmm.
makers. Creativity is for everyone. Even a scientist can be creative. There's so many elements and aspects to being creative. I really love Elizabeth Gilbert's definition of creativity, which is living a creative life. That's what her definition of living a creative life. It means to be driven more strongly by curiosity than by fear, not by courage, and not eliminating fear, but living a life that's driven more strongly by curiosity than by fear. Because when you're feeling curious about something, you can't fear it. You're not fearing it. Those two emotions are really not very compatible. But also, fear is always going to come along for the ride. You can't
Right.
eliminate fear.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you think about creativity in that way, it really is so expansive. It's so expansive. And it keeps changing because whatever you're curious about changes. As you learn something new, it becomes less of a curiosity, and then you need to fill your curiosity cup back up again.
And I think that's something that we need to understand, all of us as, who are creative people, and anybody, like you said, everybody has creativity inside of them, that it's not just something, it's okay to change it up. It's okay. You're feeling down. You're not feeling that creative mode and wherever you're going. It's okay to be creative somewhere else. Take out a new interest and let that lead you for a bit. I think that's very,
Yeah.
very amazing. That's a great point to make. Sam, if you could offer anyone in my group and your group any kind of advice as far as start, say somebody's struggling with creativity, they don't know where to start, they don't know how to find their creativity, and I know this is what your whole group is about, but in a nutshell, one thing, what's your major thing that you would tell people?
Sure. So I got, very fixated on this question for so long because I just wanted someone to give me the answer. I wanted someone to tell me where to start. And so
Mm,
many people will tell you, think about what you were good at when you were a child. Think about what you're skilled at right now. Think about what you're talented at. What excites you? Like, all of those kinds of general advice
mhm,
things. And they are good places to start. If you get somewhere with that, that's great. But what I really wanted, what I really, really wanted was someone to just tell me what to do. Like, what does that look like? What does that mean? How do I explore that? And
mhm,
then I heard this podcast called Don't Keep Your Day Job. And this man named Alex Benayan, he's an author. was interviewed on that show, and he gave very specific instructions about how to go about doing this, and it completely changed my life. We're doing the challenge. It's a challenge, and you do it. You can do it with a group, or you can do it on your own. But basically, what you do is you buy a little notebook. I always go to Walgreens and I buy a $2 notebook. It's like very small,
Mm-hmm.
and I do this every 6 months, like I said. But what you do is in the evening, I usually do in the evening, so I have the whole day to look at. I journal 3 questions, and it takes me like 5 minutes because you can write like 1 sentence or 1 word answers for each question, but you do it for 30 days. And the 3 questions are: what energized me today?
Mm-hmm.
What depleted me of energy? And what did I learn about myself today? Those 3 questions are so powerful, and you don't look back on your answers. You just keep writing. Don't criticize yourself, just let it out. And when I did that the first time, Alex Banayan said, you might get bored, you might think this is stupid, you might think, halfway through you're like, this is stupid, I'm not doing it. Just keep going, because every single time I do it, I learn big things about myself and my life, like every single time. This is the 3rd time I've done it, and I'm still learning new things about myself. So I do it kind of as like a mind cleanse every 6 months. And I
Mm-hmm.
just did it for the first time in the Facebook group. I usually only do it with my paid clients, but I just did it for the first time in the Facebook group this month, and it's going really well. I'm really excited with the results that people are getting. And we're at day 19, and it's been really amazing.
And I did join the energy challenge. I missed one of the check-ins because I was sick this weekend, but it's something to see, like you said, to look back, because you don't always realize what's going on.
Right.
You don't live day to day to day, and especially now that we're all at this different situation where everything's blending together, that helps to separate things also, and helps to make. I've always been a reflective person anyway. On my way home from work, I drive thinking about what the day held, what I could have done differently, things like that. So this was a really, really good activity and exercise. So if anybody wants to join you either in that challenge or just get to know your group, how can they find you, Sam?
Yeah, so the Creative Life Scholars group, there's a Facebook page and a group here on Facebook. And then I'm on Instagram. I don't really love Instagram, but I'm on Instagram at Sam Kimberle, and I'm on LinkedIn. I'm really starting to enjoy LinkedIn. I've been struggling with Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest. We're on Pinterest. Creative Life Scholars is on Pinterest. And we have a YouTube channel too.
Yes, and she started putting together her YouTube, and it's coming out really well. I like the way
Thank
that you're
you.
working on that. So everybody, thank you for joining us. I saw some really good comments here. People are taking notes because they're asking me what was the first question, and so they're really enjoying what they're hearing from you, Sam. So hopefully you'll get some new people taking an interest in your group. If you guys have any questions for Sam, she's also in my. Are you in this group too, Sam? I
I
think you are.
am. Yeah. Yep.
So if you guys leave questions or any comments that you had on this thread, Sam can go back through them and answer them for you also, okay? You guys, thank you again for joining me today. Have a great day, and we shall talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you.